I'll say some names. If you want to give me a 1-word answer, if you want to give me a 5-minute answer, whatever you want to do. Let's start with John Cena.
One of the best to ever do what we do. And I don't know if it bothers him, but it bothers me that sometimes he doesn't get the respect that I feel he deserves from I don't even know what to call them, but maybe the internet wrestling fans, or, I always say, like, you get to just Cena sucks chance, right? And the guy's after he kills it, and he does all these Make-A-Wish, and like he loves, I can't remember how many pairs of boots he had, wrestling boots he had when he came into WWE. The guy always just loved wrestling, and he gets this bad. He's only got 5 moves. Well, all of the greats only have 5 moves. It's all you need if you're good at this. It's not about the moves. And he get it, and in a time where the whole Twitter thing and bashing people from behind a keyboard is kind of become a thing. What would have happened? I was still like, what would have happened to the Ultimate Warrior? If the whole internet was around. The Warrior was great at what he did, but he wasn't the best technical wrestler. Cena was 100 times the wrestler that Warrior was. But Warrior's beloved and should be, because he was good, and he had a great chemistry and great energy about himself, and that's what attracted people. It's not about the moves. So
Brock Lesnar.
Again, another one, same thing, right? Like, oh, he's a part-timer. Why are you putting the belt on him? Like, dude, it's pro wrestling. Stop dissecting these guys. Stop dissecting pro wrestling and trying to make sense of it all, and just sit back, shut up, and enjoy it. I swear, the theme park fans, I say this because I'm a huge Disney nerd, but I follow a lot of the Disney dirt sheets, and it's like the same.
That's damn Mickey Mouse, man. He's gonna let some of the new guys come up.
He's only got 5 moves, but I swear it's the same people.
Hold everybody back.
Yeah. But it's always, it used to be better. It always used to be better, and I could do it better than, sometimes the fans don't understand. Like, you've got a guy like a Brock Lesnar. If you and I are sitting, we're both pretty big guys. What are you, 280? But if you and I, we're sitting in a Denny's or a Waffle House at 1 o'clock in the morning, and a dude that looks like Brock Lesnar walks in there, you go, I don't want to fight that guy no matter what. And I don't know who that guy is, but I know he's a superstar. He's a celebrity. He's something. There's something. There's guys like him, they're not a dime a dozen, and there's a reason that Brock Lesnar is where he's at.
China.
She's another one. Like, dude, that I always say that her she was awesome, always awesome to me. But I always say that her death was the hardest one for me, probably, of all of them, and only because so when she left the company, I'd kind of gotten close with her. For the longest time, I rode with Kane. We were riding partners, and when China and Hunter split up, she started riding with Kane and I. And so I kind of got to know her better at that point, and you're kind of living with somebody for 4 days a week, 24/7, right? And she didn't do drugs. She didn't drink. She was dead against it. She was into working out, right? And then when she left WWE, and she left there, and it was like she kind of went down this bad road, and I saw her on Howard Stern, and I saw her doing the movies, and all this. Sorry, dude. And all this just crazy behavior. And I was like, I don't know who that is. That's not the person that I knew. So it was almost like she had almost died. Like, if I felt like the person that I knew died when she left WWE, and I didn't speak to her for probably 15 years or see her. And then I did a show in December for Dave Hero in Milwaukee, and she was there, and I saw her, and it was like, this is not the girl I've been seeing on TV for the last 15 years. And it was the same girl that I knew 15 years ago. She was awesome. And I miss you and I love you, and come out, to California, and you guys come out and stay with me. And I saw her that morning in the hotel right before I got in the cab to go to the airport. And, she said the same thing, make sure, stay in touch, come out and stay with me. And then so that was December. And I think it was April, woke up and, she had died. And it was like, it was hard because I knew if she had died when she was going through all the bad stuff, it wouldn't have been shocking. It wouldn't have been as hard to take. I saw her just a couple months ago and she was like the old person I knew, and she was in a good place, it seemed like. And so that was hard to swallow, but.
Eddie Guerrero.
Again, man, awesome. That's I was saying, like, so at WrestleMania 2000, it was me, China, and Brian against Eddie, Dean, and Perry, and I was going, like, people can say whatever they want about me, or the company can say whatever they want about me, but I wrestled Eddie Guerrero at WrestleMania. Like, nobody can ever take that away from me. Like, that's pretty cool. I think one of the best of all times when he was when he was that Latino Heat thing, and he was on fire and he was so good at it, but that was a hard one too. That was hard. It was a hard time. It seemed like it was every month at one point,
Triple H.
Awesome at what he does. It's crazy because we kind of started out in the Northeast together, and I actually remember in '93 I went to Memphis to work for Lawler, and I came back from USWA a couple months later, and I remember doing a show for Eugenio, and it was him and Paul Richards. They were friends at the time, both Kowalski guys. They showed up at the Eugenio show just to hang out and kind of watch the show. And he was asking me about if he should go to USWA or whatever. And then shortly after, he ended up going to WCW. But it's just crazy to think, like, went from that, I have a VHS of him wrestling in my high school, and just to think, like, this guy would be the guy at 20, 30 years later. And he's really good at what he does. And I think we're seeing that right now, with him kind of starting to take back over. And we saw what he did with NXT, and working underneath him was awesome. Like, when he went away, it was just like a whole new company, a whole different management and all that. But it was, he definitely had a vision for what he wanted, and there was a coolness to what he wanted. And I think, a lot of that may stem from, like, I know he's a big Kiss fan. I'm a big Kiss fan. And like, Kiss is all about the show. You can say they're musicians or whatever, but Kiss is about the show, and bands like that are about the show, and they go out there and they put on a great show. And I think that's what, he tried to do with NXT, and, hopefully he will do with WWE now. And he doesn't get enough credit, and I would just see him, like, during rehearsals sometimes, just change a little thing that, a little thing will become this big thing down the road that nobody else would have thought of. He just saw and said, hey, why don't you do this way? And then it's really cool to see, man.
Last two. John Laurinaitis.
I'll skip that one.
Okay. Vince McMahon.
He's the reason we all wanted to do this. Both you and I think probably fell in love with. I know you were in a fair carnival show, mud wrestling, but I was kind of into WWF.
Oil wrestling. Oil wrestling.
But dude, like, you can't take away what he did. I just think it was time for a change. And I think we're seeing that now, and I'll always be thankful for what he did for me, and the platform he gave me to create the name and do what I do and do what I love. But I think, it was time to go, and like I said, I think we're starting to see that.